Hi, welcome to Real Talk, a movie review segment for The Lantern TV. I'm Lily McMorrow, and today we have Chase Ray and Wyatt Crosher. And we saw Us, which we have a lot to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
So, I guess we'll start with what we liked about it, which was a lot.
Also, this is going to be mild.
Oh, yeah.
Mild, yeah.
Mild.
Won't go full end.
Yeah.
First thing, we liked Lupita. She was great.
Yeah.
She was great.
I loved her. Literally just watching her, I was like, she's so pretty, and I just love her. Even for tethered person, I was like,
Yeah.
Because that's like the thing, right? Is like she's really good as just the mom, but then when you put like the both performances next to each other, like she's exceptional at both of them.
Like just the range. Is,
Yeah.
I thought like they could have easily been two different people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Even like the way that like they walked was different.
That the walks is so creepy. Oh man. Even the way the scenes were shot with the regular family and the tethered, like they did really good jobs of not making it obvious it was a double when they would like interact or talk to him. So I give them props for that.
Yeah. I think one of the things that I really loved about it was the music.
Oh, it was so good. Like, I mean, they show like the "I Got 5 on It" song like in the trailer. That's like a really good part in it. But they use so many different, like Janelle Monáe was something we just started talking about, and just like the way they build suspense with a lot of the music.
Yeah.
It's really well
The
done. It's just,
opening
like,
credit song
Sequence is
man.
it's so good and it's so creepy.
Yeah.
Like you get into it right away, which is I think.
It just automatically just like hooks you. You're like, okay, this is gonna be good.
There were so many moments where I just had to be like, okay, take a deep breath. You're gonna be all right.
'Cause you're not the horror movie type person, right? That's
No.
It's definitely more of the horror side than Get Out. Way more scary.
Yeah.
Way more
Gory.
tense. Yeah, gory too.
Yeah.
But I think along with that, there's a lot more comedy, I would even say, in this one maybe than Get Out.
It
I thought
balances
so.
it really good.
Like there's a
Yeah.
lot of moments where like you're laughing like up to like the very moment where it's supposed to be suspenseful.
Yeah.
And, like that's a really hard thing to do, I feel like, as a director to like balance those things. I thought Jordan Peele did a really good job. I think this movie just like proves how good Jordan Peele is, right? Like if Get Out wasn't enough to just prove how good he is as a
Yeah.
director, like this just like sealed it. Like
That's what I told Chase. Like he did a really good job at like pushing himself for this one.
it's ambitious. I think
Yeah.
it's
Very
very
ambitious,
ambitious. Like Get Out was too, obviously, but like this I think even pushes it to another level in a lot of the times.
Yeah, all the camera work was great. Cinematography was great.
That's what I was gonna say. Is like Jordan Peele really proves himself not only as a storyteller but as an artist, and you really got that through like every frame.
All the shots were really like well thought out, and like every reference, even like back to the flare gun reference, and the way like he got on the neighbor's boat and popped it, missed, and the way he just lit him up in the fight, that was great.
Yeah, all the movie references,
Yeah.
really good. I don't see horror movies very often, but like I wanted to leave so many times because I was like oh my gosh, I hid behind my jacket the entire time. But like that's what you want from a horror movie.
And I loved like it was a lot of jump scare subversions in this movie.
Yes.
Which I love because I'm sick of horror movies that are just like jump scare central and just like, okay, I can see it coming. I'm waiting for it. The music makes it obvious. And he does that too, but will purposely misdirect. Which is amazing.
I thought the kids were great.
Oh yeah, both of them I thought, and
Yeah,
especially once their duplicates come into the play, like both of them do such a good job. Especially I thought the daughters was specifically just terrifying.
When Jason was sitting at the table, and you can see this in the trailer when he's like, "It's us." I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
And I also thought Winston Duke was really good as the dad. He was kind of a comic relief character at a lot of times.
I'm glad they didn't make him like the goofy.
Yeah, like it seemed like they were going to do that for a
Yeah.
while, but then as the movie progressed, he kind of got more serious as well. But I thought he did a really good job. It was interesting to see him not be in Black Panther. That's the only thing I've ever seen him in.
Yeah.
It was a lot different of a role for him. I thought he did a really good job.
And him and Lupita they all like played off each other really well.
Everyone had
Yes.
great chemistry. But I have to say the opening scene I really, really liked.
It's great.
Both like the little like backstory and then when they do the beginning credits or whatever.
The zoom out shot of the rabbits. So good.
So good.
So good. And I wasn't expecting that sort of opening at all.
I wasn't either.
I didn't know that was going to be in the movie. I didn't know that's how they're going to like open up this world. I thought it was great.
I know we talked about this before, but I wish they would have done more with the rabbits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're kind of
I felt
there.
like,
Go ahead.
they were just there for like the opening sequence.
They just, they felt like they were there to kind of like have this like creepy little vibe to them, and like they're in scenes, they're like part of things, but they're never like really dove into. Like they're kind of talked about a little bit, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And the twist.
Yeah. Without saying what it is.
I liked it, and I didn't see it coming. But how they both saw it coming, but it was because they watched the trailer.
Yeah.
Right before they saw it.
I won't say the scene in the trailer that like sort of leads into it, but there's a moment I think they should have just not had in the trailer. It's like a second. But like I know we were both like, we know this is coming.
Yeah.
So this is gonna maybe
Happen
play
at some
into
point
something.
in the movie, yeah.
And I think that was a bit of a mistake because like that trailer is like one of the best I've ever seen.
great.
I feel like it's incredible. But I think if they just cut that part of it out, then it would be better. Because I was waiting for it to happen for a while.
Yeah.
I was not. I literally leaned over to Kevin and I was like, is that the little, like this was like 10 minutes into the movie, so don't think I'm that dumb. But I leaned over to him and I was like, is that the little girl from the fair all grown up, or is it the mom and then like the little girl's just a little bit older? Because I wasn't paying attention to the time.
Yeah. Well, from the trailer, I remember seeing the little girl, but remembered it was a family of 4. I was like, is this a daughter they had that like died or something? And I didn't realize that was her all grown up.
Yeah. It took me a second to be like, oh, that's her. And Kevin was like, that's the girl. That's like, he said it was like, that. It said 1986. And I was like, all right.
Also, I don't believe, how old is Lupita Nyong'o? I don't know, like to sidetrack.
I want to say late 20s, early 30s.
Because like that's what, like 30 years in advance?
Yeah.
Just saying. I don't think Lupita Nyong'o's that old.
Yeah, she's like, has
Yeah,
early
she looks
30s.
really
Not an
young.
actual flaw with the movie, but like.
And if her daughter did not look 15 or 16. She looks like 12, 13.
Yeah.
So when she was like, I want to drive, I was like,
What?
what do you mean you want to drive?
And that's like the sort of things like this movie's I think kind of so good that like these are the type of things that we're
Yeah,
gonna talk
that we-
about
yeah.
as small flaws, because I mean there are some things here and there that I think they could have done a little better, but it's really nothing big.
I think some of the just technical stuff where we're like, just to be picky.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you really try, I think if you see it twice, we might like have some of these answers. But like on one watch, there's like some questions I want answered that aren't specifically with the end. But
the end, I was left being like, so what happens next?
Which might be the point.
I would like a little bit more closure, which I know is annoying.
Yeah. No, I like closure. I like knowing like, oh, this is gonna go somewhere. Like, oh, this may get a sequel, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Instead of us, now it's just together.
That's pretty good, actually. Together.
That's my bet. That's my bet.
Together. Did you guys have, this is random, did you guys have like a favorite scene? I know for me, the whole sequence in the neighbor's house,
really good.
So
It was
good.
really good.
Really good.
Even at the ending when they left and they made the joke about like everyone's kill count, that was so perfect.
Yeah, that was
when he
great.
was like,
That was really, really good. I might go with like the scene where like all the replicates like they just like separate throughout the house.
Oh yeah.
Like it's pretty early on. It's kind of shown in the trailer, but I just think like just seeing all the individuals like how they deal with each other, I thought that was brilliant. I thought they all really played off each other really well.
I really liked the scene. I liked her in the fun house in the very
As an
beginning.
adult or
Like
kid?
the opening scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good.
And I really liked it when Lupita's tether was explaining, when she told that little story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was like when I was like, all right, I need to buckle up. Like, it's about to get crazy.
And I was just showed how good Lupita Nyong'o is just
Yeah.
as an actress. She just destroyed that scene.
I bet her like voice coach, like, ugh.
Yeah, like how do you even prep for that? I want to know like how much went into that part of her role. Like, because it's a pretty dark movie when you think about it.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Like it's pretty dark. It's very.
Yeah, kind of like when you hear like Brie Larson, like I think she like kept herself in her house for a really long time to get ready for Room.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we all know like Heath Ledger
Right.
For the
spent
Joker,
like
yeah.
months preparing, and Christian Bale loses so much weight and gains so much weight all the time.
Yeah.
It's like I would like to know what she did
Yeah.
exactly. The other question that we had, this is more like philosophical now. It's now getting to the point where we're like, so what did the movie really mean? And I think we were talking about like the role of the tethers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, can you control them? Can you, like, that was one thing we had an issue with, and we can't.
Sort of an issue. I don't know. I think like I don't want to call it an issue because I feel like it might like come to me, or if I see it again, it might like.
Yeah.
It's definitely a movie that like I think will benefit from repeat watches, just like.
And
Get
you
Out did.
want to rewatch it. Like,
Yeah.
I want to see it again and again and again.
Yeah.
It's like an Inception type of movie.
Right.
Yeah. Like makes you want to, especially it makes you want to rewatch the beginning, like the opening credit crawl, like where the explanation about the tunnels and the TV ad for Hands Across
That
America.
was really good. I really liked that scene
Yeah.
too. When the TV kind of like, you know, in between like commercials and like the actual show you're viewing, there's like a black screen. When you see her watching the TV,
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking
I was
about.
like,
That was great.
That was so good.
Yeah. Jordan Peele's good.
Jordan's great.
And it's such a fun movie. Like, I can't wait for it to come out and be able to like sit in like with my friends on like a Friday night and be like, all right.
Yeah. Because there's a lot of like,
watching.
there's a lot of humor in it. There's a lot of like other things that aren't just being terrified the whole time that he just does such a good job with building.
And there's so much to unpack, and like everyone has kind of a different view on it. Like when we were talking about what we thought, like the tethers like stood for, or like the political like commentary, because like Get Out had a lot of political commentary, and so like. I feel like kind of right now we're more obsessed about like the literal meaning and being like, whoa, like what happened? But like I feel like there's gonna be more reviews that are like, there's so much to go over.
Yeah, it gives you a whole different like perspective on it.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of what he meant, what he wanted to do, and that's kind of why we thought like there was a lot to go over in the second half. And I think it's just us still processing like all the different things that he put in for us to process. If that makes sense.
Got a review of it then? What's your rating of it?
What's our scale?
What's the highest?
I mean, usually what would you just go see it? Is that the...
Yeah.
Definitely
but, like,
go see it.
I feel like we should, like everyone wants
Definitely
to go see it.
especially
But if we're doing like on a numerical scale, out of 5 stars.
I go strong 4.
If I can do
Strong
halves, I would do 4.5 stars out of 5, I think.
Yeah, I was gonna go for like a 4.7.
Which could easily get higher if I
I
like
rewatch
on
it,
another watch. I
Yeah.
could find more things, but like right now, I think it's comparing it to Get Out on levels. I would say it's slightly below Get Out for me right now.
I liked it more than Get Out.
You liked it more than Get Out.
And I think you and I both are similar in like we saw Get Out multiple times.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I might. That's why I think it could like leap it over time. But like right now, I think I'd just put Get Out a little higher.
Yeah, same.
Thanks for watching Real Talk. We'll see you next week.